creativity, office for whatever else I want to do up in here, okay? I was instructed to do something simple, so I am going to probably use all the decks that I own. That's not simple, but it is a 3 card spread. I think I've done this spread before and probably already posted it. So go ahead and shuffle these cards and we'll see what we get and which way to go after we use these things. First deck I'm going to be using is the African Goddess Rising Oracle. I'm not going to say Madame's name. I think her last name is Abrams. So, thank you, Mother Abrams, for your creativity and sharing your content with the rest of the world community. And for small little maggots like myself to exercise and enhance gifts and abilities within, not just my own world, but in those that have purchased this deck already, their own world. Overall energy at the bottom of the deck is worthy. It's cool. Purple, having purple. Worthiness. Okay, so you probably don't feel worthy to use your intuition at this time. Or even manifest. Why are you saying that? Because I'm looking at the bottom of the deck. First 3 cards at the bottom of the deck. And then underneath alchemy, we have miracles. So I'm going to shuffle one more time. And we're going to see what we have. First card is going to represent what the soul needs us to know. I heard 2 more. Okay. He said 2 more times. You should 2 more times. Okay. So what the soul needs you to know in this moment is good juju. Okay. And then we have what am I really thinking and or feeling? Resistance. Okay, it's blue, but it kind of look purple. Oh, the later. We have resistance. And then for what is happening with me physically, hey, fearless love. Okay, fearless love. So you probably okay. I don't know about many other individuals. Um, I just heard your luck is running short. Overall energy is brave. So I guess I heard that for a reason. Your luck is running short, or you felt like that your luck has been running short. And it has been causing you to feel like you're being resisted from either, your higher masters, whoever you call on, God, the angels, the universe, are resisting you in this time, or you are resisting the assistance and the love, as well as the good luck and the good juju, the good magic that is placed upon your life, right? My computer is on my lap because, like I said, I've been right here working all day. So, anyway, that could be what you're thinking. That could be what you're feeling. Like, okay, I messed up a couple of times, and you could be in this mental conflicts where it's like, okay, every time I think I get over one hurdle, I'm hit with another hurdle, is what I just heard. But what's happening physically is you're learning to love the transition in this time of going through these bumps and hurdles in the road on this journey. Um, you could also be thinking like, I just heard you can also be thinking that you have not been so sincere in relationships and building relationships with others. So you resist even trying to make something work, whether that's in a work relationship or a physical relationship. All right. But I just heard again that the main concept of everything is you actually fearlessly loving the transition. Is what I just heard. I shuffled and we have accept what's dying at what your soul needs you to know. So that's crazy because I did hear that. Like, you feel like your luck is running out. You feel like your back is against the wall and it's causing you to resist everything. Resist. I just heard resist your power, resist your manifestation power, resist accounts of love that come towards you. Two of them jumped out, and I'm going to take it. Overall energy, we got live your life to the fullest. For the second placement of what you're really thinking or feeling, saying no. See, told you, and I pulled them. Reevaluate your priorities as what's happening with you physically. So, again, being in love with the motion of everything that's happening in this time. Like, even if it does not, you're not getting the required action from others that you expected, you're like, okay, I'm fine with it. I'm going to continue to do what I need to do for myself, you know? If a relationship is dying, if luck is running out, and it's like, okay, I thought I had another chance to make something right, accept that it's dying, accept that that partnership is dying, accept that that relationship is dying, accept that the power that you once held within you is dwindling away. I also just heard is that you resisted yourself so much from the power within you. Now that it's being pulled for you to use it, it's like you're resisting to the point where you're just like, no. And you put that energy out there where it's like that big resistance on you not wanting to share. So now when the time comes to share, that energy that you already put out is coming back to you. So then if you have that fearless love for what's happening with you physically, with evaluate your priorities. So it's like, I just heard, what you did, what you said. You you gotta live in it. We got rage at the bottom of the deck of one deck, and then live life to the fullest at the end of another deck. So that's definitely giving me exactly what we was at. Shift your perspective of what your soul wants you to know. So I just heard it can be resurrected. It can definitely be resurrected. But my question is, it's not a question I heard. My question is do I really want to? Because we have resistance and say no right here. So let's find out what the divine oracle, excuse me, the raising the vibration of this has to say. I'll take it. Bottom of the deck, we have my aura is magnetic to golden opportunity. So again, what I heard with that, it can be resurrected. It definitely can. So what you're thinking and feeling is calling back your power. So again, we did say that it can be resurrected. It's coming out. So I ain't tripping. I know what I heard. I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping. Okay, so you calling back your power. There is a card I have in one of these decks. I think it's my self wisdom oracle, my self wisdom cards. There's a card that says, um, something about doing something is not the superpower. Saying no is the power. So I forgot what card that was, but that's technically what I'm getting from this. So, um, prime example. Um, you were called. I was called. Use me, because clearly I'm my only subscriber right now. I was called to share my gifts. I was called to step out of my comfort zone. I was called to do something out of the ordinary, right? I totally resisted it. Like, completely. I did it to a certain extent, but I immediately pulled back, like, I'd rather not. Right? So that's my resistance. That's me mentally, physically, as well as spiritually aligning myself to be like, I want it, but I don't know. So just for me bringing up the wisdom card of you calling back your power, you being at some state is not the power. You actually saying no to something is you calling back your power. So I'm getting that it's a process. Like you allowed, thank you. I just heard you allowed your gift to die. Me, you, whoever will see, hear, and know. I'm telling myself, I allowed my gift to die. I allowed my dream to fade away. So once that dream and that gift presented itself back unto me, I was like, "What's that? Oh no, I don't want it. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Take it. Take it away, take it away. No, 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 no." And that put me, and that's thank you. That put me in a place to gain 10 times more of what I thought I did not have access to. Right. So then we have here what's happening with me physically. You're again fearlessly loving the process and the transition of the ups and downs and the hurdles in this road, in this journey towards being awakened or healing yourself, right? And you're reevaluating your priorities on things that can help you build and grow yourself or your brand. The third card to clarify, reevaluate your priorities is that your mind is a source, excuse me, your mind is an altar to source energy. So again, as I was just saying in my, in my statement, in my story, like I didn't want it. Like as I think back 2017, I was like so mad. I was so mad. Like, why is everything happening? Why? Like, why? Like, I was just asking so many questions and I got so angry. And it was like, I was just following orders. You told me to talk, I was talking. You told me to go, I went. You told me to stay, and I stayed. Like, you told me to be gentle, loving, and compassionate and open, and I did that. You told me to step out my comfort zone, I did that. And once the result of everything was for me being in this like high elevated state of like, for example, I just heard it like being called a seer, being called a prophet, being called a psychic or a spiritualist or whatever. At that time, it was like it wasn't that I was taking it like, oh yeah, I'm all this, taking these titles and showboating myself. No, it was just that I was hurting, and the people that I loved, I seen they was hurting, and I didn't want to see them in, it hurt me even more to see that they was hurting so bad that they were in certain predicaments. Me not thinking like everybody has their own life journey and has to do certain things on their own, and learn certain situations and go through certain cycles. I was just so gung ho on, at that time I was like really deep into like reading my Bible and more so like on the religious side, even though I wasn't like really religious, but I was like involved with church and reading and the prayers and the fastings, and I was still going to school and I was still trying to work. And on top of that, I'm going through a breakup and I'm entering a new relationship. Like everything was just happening so fast, back to back to back. But I was still trying to keep my cheery disposition. I got slapped in the face one day with some unexpected BS, and I was just like, what is this? And I spazzed out. I spazzed out. I got into it with, like one of my besties. And I was like, like, what did you do? What did you do? And it was like, it's crazy because we were both like I said like this, like I was the light and she was the darkness. But now that I'm sitting here and I think about it, she was my light and I could have been her darkness, or I could have been her light and she could have been my light in a way, but we were still like in the darkness because we was like, she was a girl, but we would be able to finish each other's sentences on some type shit. And it was just like our bond, even though we knew each other growing up from like middle school up to that time, it was just like, all right, bitch. You like one of the, like, okay, bitch. Excuse my language, but it was like one of them. But it was all love. You feel me? It was everything that was done, everything that was said, every sacrifice made. It was all in love, on my end. And I'm pretty sure on her end too, because we ended up meeting each other again after everything bowed down. I mean, going from staying somewhere I thought I was going to, keep around in the family, but then, my great grandmother told me something real deep. She was like, I don't own this place. Like, don't fight. I don't own it. And I'm like, but it's not right. It's not right. It wasn't even me. But, that's another story for another day. For those that know who I am, you know the story. If you don't know who I am, it ain't that deep for me to get into it. I shared what I need to share with you. Hopefully, it was able to, just dissect something from that. But, yeah, um, I'm over it. I grew, I healed, we healed, we came together, we went our separate ways again, we broke again. But I just feel like, again, I just heard it was with all love, it was to help us grow. Um, she was in a predicament I was, but I never would have thought, like, after all this time, I heard cut the deck, chariot, after all that time, like, bottom of the deck, not a source. I would be, and it's crazy I heard cut the deck because I was outside. This night of swords, chariot, they both outside. But I was, outside, homeless, train stations, bus stops, parks, you feel me? Like, I was out there. I got so angry. I mean, even though I was, I would say I was a functioning addict because I popped, e-pills or whatever. But once I hit that mark, and was like, what the is this? Like, on a personal as well as a spiritual level, I got angry because even though I was hurt and I was going through this, I still never wished like ill will on anybody. Even when, you know, everything bowed down and they was like, you guys have to move or whatever. And I snapped on my friend, we was able to literally fight and less than 5 seconds later walk to the store, get something to smoke, sit there, talk that shit out like grown adults and we didn't know nothing about. Okay, we were still like in our early 20s. Talk it out, cry it out, said a little meditation prayer, and went on about our business. You feel me? And we still talked and we still hung around until the day we officially had to, go down our own journey paths. Why am I bringing this up? That good juju. But yeah, so that's kind of like that's just my story after looking at these cards. That's just my story of it all. So we do have two cards coming out. So for what your soul needs to death, what your soul needs to do is die. Soul needs you to know is that death and rebirth. And then what you're thinking and feeling again is the past. So again, like that's probably why I brought up the whole story of the time frame from um, I'm gonna back it up from 2017. We said back it up 2 years back, so that's 2015 all the way up till this current time, or from 2015 to 2017. Because, like I said, there was a lot going on back to back to back to back. Um, yeah, going on back to back to back to back. So it's just like, yo, King of Cups, and yeah, okay. So at the bottom we do have the Five of Cups, losing. And at that time there was like a lot of loss. So I felt like me personally, my luck was running out. You feel me? I was going to school, then I wasn't going to school. I went from being a functioning addict that can pop e-pills and drink and smoke and party all fucking weekend long and go to school and go to work Monday morning with no problems, right? I had a couple of issues, but like it was just like I was so emotionally wrapped up in my personal life that I carried it everywhere I went. I had so many people personally wrapped up in my personal life that they came with me everywhere they went. So I think at that time I wasn't really able to, thank you. I wasn't really able to cope with it and handle it, let's say in an adulting matter. So I went, like I said, I went from popping e-pills and drinking and smoking every weekend to trying hard drugs. Yesterday I did I tried to do a love reading. That was crazy. But I did a reading on Valentine's Day, and the freaking songs that I was channeling, um that Boosie Badass, excuse me, that Boosie song Gone Bad, he even like made a statement. He was like, girl stayed in the house till she was 18. She want to go out in the world, find out what the world brings. But you get the concept. And he even made there's another line in the song where he was like 10 months on that kush, graduated to that sniffer. So in that time, that was like my time. Like I was smoking, I was working, I was going to school, I was the single parent, I was going through the breakup and the divorce with the kid's dad, etc., etc. But I was still on my bullshit all by myself. Then try to get a new relationship. Was like, nigga, what? I ain't tired. Like, thought I was big shit. You know, thought I was big shit. But yeah, that humbled me a lot because I didn't know how hurt and conflicted and how much generational grief and pain I was holding until I went through that moment, until I went through those lowest of the lowest moments. I mean, dirty moments, okay? Sickening, like you on the bus and you smell some shit and you like, what, dude? Don't do drugs. But it's like it's not always drugs because before I even got in that predicament, I mean, yes, I was doing e-pills, but it wasn't like I was addicted to it. Like every weekend I'm popping them. No, like occasions. I want to have fun. I want to, unwind. I'm turn up. I was young. I was like out of high school in college. I was still trying to figure me out. You feel me? I was still trying to get us into all this. And even then, like reading tarot. Every day I get a daily email on my thing. Your tarot card for the day. Like stuff like that. So it took me time. Let's say 7 years. Because I was 21, 22. I'm damn near 30. So it took years to really examine this and allow it to die. And allow thank you. And allow it to die. The past, the hurt, the whole feeling like, I got what it takes to make the body rock. Like, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta accept defeat when defeat is present, you know? So I'm gonna go ahead and grab some more tarot to read into this, and then we're gonna close it out with some self wisdom oracle cards. Or the self wisdom cards. Did I use all the decks? I used all my decks. Cool, cool, cool. But yeah, I guess that was the reason for me to bring up that story. Yeah, so I just heard this clearly. You got the eight cups. You are putting a death to the old way you view things, and you are rebirthing and shifting your perspective to the new you. So whatever the new you is, inwardly as well as outwardly, this is what you are abandoning. I also heard that you are abandoning the new you because of the old you. So it can go either or. That definitely goes either or for me. I know that's kind of contradicting. That's so many. I know that sounds kind of contradicting, but as I think about it after sharing that story that I think I have shared before, and one of my pre-recorded already. Um, excuse me. Um, yeah, I definitely battle with that. I battle with the whole old way of me viewing love and being in a relationship. I have different values on friendships now. I have different values on what a family is, what a family should be, and how a family acts. I've moved on from a lot of things like that. So it is what it is. All right, let's get what am I really thinking or feeling? I said it. I said it and it came out. The excuse me, seven of wands. So yeah, you're standing up for yourself. You're standing up for yourself. You're in this nostalgia because of the simple fact. I just heard it. You're in this nostalgia because of the simple fact of how far you have came and what you have gone through. So you're definitely like standing up for your rights. You're fighting in your corner, even if you have like spiritual beliefs and stuff like that, your spiritual systems, like you're standing firm on what you know to be true and to actually work for you at this time. Things that you have learned in your childhood that you have resisted. I just also heard that you're being called to bring those things back into play because these are the things that help you to bring back your power. I just feel like there's a whole new way of doing it. Okay? The seven of excuse me, six of swords. It's a whole new way of doing it, you know? And that's crazy because I just shared that story and bottom of the deck is a star. I shared that, story or whatever. And the six of swords also indicates you coming out of a storm into calmer waters as well as overcoming hardship and getting into the stability. So for that to be clarifying that King of Cups on what is happening with me physically, that basically is showing me and telling me that you're finding that balance and that sense of serenity. That's the word to use? Okay. That sense of serenity to be emotionally intact without being overly emotional. And also being able to go, as I said, go with the flow of things and become stable in your emotional state. Like, you're not too big headed, but you're also not like overly gullible. Okay. You're not overly gullible to a point where you like, be my friend. Hey, what are you doing? Like, because back then, like they say, the Christianity community main mission is to win souls, to call people back home to the body of Christ, and et cetera, and et cetera. So that's kind of like, and that's actually what I just heard right now. That's their main goal, that's their main purpose. And at that time, again, 2013 through 17, that was like my mission, but I was doing it like in a whole different type of way. You feel me? Even before, like, I was that adolescent child that like dropped out of school. But not only that I dropped out of school, like on Sundays, Granny like, you going to church? No. I just finished partying and doing some things last night. I ain't going, not today. But and then it's like that's still like dropping out of school because everything we do in life has a teachable and learning moment, right? So before I even went back, I was already like in the field or in the streets preaching that I was non denominational. Not saying that I rejected Christ, but it was just I'm more open to see what else is going on. At that same time, what was going on around me, people was tagging Church of Satan 666 all over the neighborhoods. I was like, really going on around here, okay? It ain't my business, but it's my business because I stay in this community. Then we then we get on top of that. I was already like banging and preaching like I'm NOTW. I'm not of this world. Just to find out when I did decide to take myself away from from my friends, from my friend group, and get back with my family and my granny, like, you just need to come on, go to church. And I decided, like, okay, I'm gonna go to church. And everything that I was saying, thinking, feeling, doing, saying while I was in the streets, not worried about a Bible, not worried about the gospel, not preaching the gospel or none of that, was being said over the pulpit by elders. So it kind of shook me a little bit. And I was still young. I don't even think I had my hand position. I don't even think I had my son yet. No, I didn't even have my son yet. So this was before 2011. I didn't even have my son yet. If I did, if it was in 2011, I was pregnant. But that, it just blew me away. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to study a lot, and I did. And when I start finding myself back reading the Bible and back start studying the Word, I'm starting noticing that a lot of the stuff that I was reading had either already happened in real life, in my world, what I was going through, or it was happening right then and there. But it was just different names, different times, different areas, similarly the same scenario though. And it was just like, yo, I'm blown away. Did that take me off the path of me, my curiosity being expanded to still look at divination or still use my intuition and come in some sort of rebellious remark to still question and ask certain things? Of course it did. Of course it enhanced it a lot, actually. But hey, As I said again, what your soul needs you to know, you still have that good juju. You just need to shift your perspective, allow certain things to die and be reborn again. Here we go. I'm here with tarot, actual physical cards in my hand now. The magician comes out, clarifying that Eight of Cups. So you could also be walking away from like new ways you manifest. Three of Cups come out of what you're actually thinking and or feeling. You could be feeling like you're being tugged to go back to old relationships, past friendships. Excuse the face. Past friendships. Talk to, oh, I just heard, talk to old flings because they're probably in the same state that you're on right now. But I also feel like everybody's probably in this state, like defending themselves and their beliefs, protecting their corner, defending their corner, and all calling back their powers of what they want to manifest in this time. We have the Seven of Wands again, but at this time it's coming out in reverse for what's happening physically. So definitely could be putting down your guard. Could be. Could be putting down your guard, or you could just be giving up. Yeah, putting down your guard. Giving up. Putting your guard down, just like, fuck it. Let me just step out here and see and do it again. Damn it. That's what I'm just death at the bottom of the deck. Do it again, damn it. So I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. I just heard you can do another reading, right? I don't want to, but I'm gonna do it just to do it because you said do it. That's crazy, but that's interesting. That's pretty interesting. I look at the yes for real, for real. Ain't no joke. I'm tired. That's good though. Conviction and correction all the way around. You could also be folding on your beliefs and traveling to learn something new. Like you've been intellectually guided to do so, but you're like you've been thinking on it for a while. Like, I want to learn something else. I want to go about this a whole nother way, or you just want to learn something to enhance what you already know, to see if you can intertwine them together. I know I have. I know I have. I've been studying like a mother, and not just for school. I mean, like all across the board. Like, I've been everywhere. That's why I'm like, yo, I'm tired. I'm tired, and I've been resisting it. Like, I don't want to share wisdom on what the soul needs us to know. Wow, that was at the bottom of the deck and it came right back out. Invitations. The words you speak are invitation to life, a request to bring energy into form. Choose your words carefully. See, I told you. That's crazy. And at the beginning of this reading, I said, like, you could be feeling like your good luck is gone, like you don't have no good luck, like everything and everybody is against you. So for that wisdom card to come out, it's like I just even heard saying like, oh, I'm gonna die, or you're gonna die, like stuff like that. The words that you say, you're manifesting. So like, let's say for example, like when I got mad, I was getting downloads and hearing from my spirit guides back to back to back, like loud and clear, like they was in the room. Now it's like whispers and little tugs on the shirt and little you like now it's those. Like when I got mad, like I was mad. I was like, what the fuck is a god? Like, excuse me. Shit. Excuse my language, but I was so mad. Like, how the can you let this happen? And then I had to like be brought back down, like, stupid, go outside. And I heard it like, stupid, go outside and pay attention to where you at. And it was just like everybody was in this filth and rugged and dirty, but majority of them were happy. They might not have what they needed. They had what they needed in some senses, but they might not have what they wanted completely, but they were like happy. They were in this sense of joy. I never seen nobody really mad unless they was tweaked out, and it was just like, okay, that makes sense. I understand why you mad. I was there, and I just felt more so one with them. Even where my place I'm in now, my passion, even in this place that I'm in now, I still, when I'm around people like that, I feel more connected than I feel with people that's around me. because they understand like it's not easy to grow through these motions, or it's not easy to break habits, break addictions, break certain mind frames or thinking patterns or perspectives that you have on people, places, and or things. It's not that easy. When you're stuck in your ways, you're stuck in your ways. And a lot of people like myself, like just I don't it's not about not wanting to be wrong. It's more so about knowing what's actually working for me and what's been working for me. So when I hit that totem pole and I was down there at the bottom of that barrel, I was so mad. Like I really was like I turned into like if people that read the Bible know the story of David. Like David did some messed up stuff. Like he killed the man, took his wife. he killed the giant. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was victorious, but he did some outrageous stuff. And it was just like, bro, what? And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think even one time he got mad at God and was like in so many ways, he was like, "Fuck you," like, like you gonna bring me out here to die, like. And then he was like, "Oh, don't bring me out here to die." Like it was like that. It was like that. But feelings, okay. Second card for what you're thinking or feeling. You're thinking and feeling your feelings, okay. Healing begins with feeling. Be gentle with yourself and tender with your heart. So hey. That's crazy. That's crazy. But it makes sense though. In a sense, it makes sense because we all get in those moments. Like even when like I was a kid and I can remember like getting in trouble, my mom be like, "Go in your room, can't get no phone." Like everybody had the new chirps and everything. I'm still got a flip phone Motorola. Like they kept me back. You feel me? Everybody got the sidekicks. Now I got a chirp. You feel me? Like it was like stuff like that. And it was just like it will make you so mad. Like, why are you doing this to me? But now that I'm older, I see it more as a humbling sense. You're never too old to be humbled. And I said this yesterday in the last reading. You're never too high and mighty with a title to put yourself back in place. And it took a while for me to get there, but hey, I got there. Is it stressful? Hell yeah. Is it nerve wracking? Hell yeah. So, what is happening with me physically? My authenticity. Live life for you, not the audience in your head. Okay, so like I said, you just basically feeling more so on yourself, and it again, like I said, it takes patience at the bottom of the deck. It's safe to wait. You know, it takes time, it takes effort. Some people don't get it overnight. Some people do. Some people get it in a day, a week, a month, a year. Some people it take 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, so on and so forth. So that's it. Again, the overall energies that we do have standing out here is rage, live life to the fullest, Five of Cups. My aura is a magnet, excuse me, to golden opportunities, patience, death, the star card. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this reading. Thank you for watching, tuning in. I'm gonna clean these cards real fast and come back with the second reading while my video for tonight is loading to post. Enjoy.